What up, family? Guys, Sport Dash Twin Lee. It is 5:57 a.m. in my city, Chicago. Freaky Freedom Friday. 100% on my phone. June the 6th, 2025. I better see 6 stars next to my picture. You know what they say? We bet the odds and then get even. Steven. Long story short, Mary McNamara's. Let's, let me just keep it real with you and stuff. I know a lot of y'all probably think I'm your best friend. Go best friend. Go best friend. And that's how I feel when I look at some people's videos and stuff. I feel as though God is talking to them for me. And I tend to elevate my mind, body, and soul and spirit if you're really talking about something that's going to resonate with me for real, for real. If you just on some, oh, I want to, do some strange things for a little bit of change with you, we ain't on the same level, okay? I'm 58 years old. I've been taking care of myself since I was 6 years old for the most part. And a lot of people have taken advantage of my so-called kindness for weakness and stuff. Ain't nothing weak about me and stuff. So I don't care if everybody hates me like everybody hates Chris. You remember the show Everybody Hates Chris and stuff? I don't care. I don't care nothing about that. I was always taught, if you ain't doing nothing for me, it really don't matter. You understand? You can hate me until you drop dead. It wouldn't make a difference. I'm not trying to make this a personal thing, though. I really want to talk to my real Mary McNamara's. You got to remember, I don't get paid for this. It's like, the little chump change they give me is just enough to get on my nerves and stuff. And I'm going to let people get on my nerves for free. You understand what I'm saying? Which means if I wasn't getting the chump change, he wouldn't be getting none of this commentary for real. Because I don't do nothing for free. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Because every time I try to help a person out, just being generous or whatever and stuff, they take my kindness for weakness, or they think I'm a lame, or they think they can get over, whatever the case, A lot of people have gotten over, but really, are you getting over on me or are you getting over on yourself? Because, like they say, don't bite off more than you could chew. The title of this here subject gonna be, get out your feelings. Because a lot of people are in their feelings. And they want to make it all about me. When it's them, you understand what I'm saying, that hasn't dealt with probably childhood trauma or, a broken heart. Feelings, they say, come from the devil. Emotions and things of that nature come, from my higher power. It's good to have emotions. Nothing wrong with that. It's good to, if you like a person, cool, no problem. But tell a person for real if you like that person, because playing games only get you caught up. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. And then that's when people get in their feelings and, emotions go right out the door. You understand? So, with that said, get out your feelings. Look, everybody pretty much know my story. I don't drink, drugs, smoke, or fornicate. Why? Because I'm working on myself. Because at one time I was all up in my feelings about certain individuals. But I was, as a teenager, I knew if I like somebody and they didn't like me back, real talk, just move on, do something different or whatever. 9 times out of 10, the person that you like probably do like you. They just want you to play the cat and mouse chase game and all that. You understand what I'm saying? And after a while, you end up hating them. That's how it is with me. You understand? Because I get bored real easy, especially when it comes to BS. You understand? I just don't have time because it's only me and my higher power looking out for me. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Every now and then, somebody come my way that I, want to pour into or whatever and try to help them elevate themselves for whatever reason. And it be helping me at the same time. Because like I said, I don't do nothing for free. You understand what I'm saying? Either you need help and I need help at the same time, and we helping each other, and then cool, no problem. Fair exchange, no robbery. That's how I used to go. Now people just want to take, and not give. And, that's the part I'm having a problem with, So if you are a taker and not a giver, you understand what I'm saying, or you're not giving the same time you're taking, then you're just a gold digger. And don't nobody want to be bothered with that. And bad news travels faster than good news. Real talk. So people know your reputation, and everybody meets their match before it's over with. You understand what I'm saying? Every dog has his day. And, eventually you'll get caught up. in your feelings with somebody you really like, and they gonna dog you the same way you dog another person. And they might be a Mary McNamara, dogging you out because you dog me out. That's why they say you never know who you talking to. You could be entertaining, a angel. You understand what I'm saying? Or, the love of your life. Trying to figure out what kind of person you are and stuff. For real, because I'm like this. I'm gonna be honest. I always be honest. If I like you, I like you. For real. If I give you any part of my attention, you understand what I'm saying? And I mean for real, for real. You could tell when a person like you. When a person don't like you, you just have to get some acceptance about it. Real talk. It'd be like, hey, you could probably end up with a best friend out the deal, if anything. Some people blow that opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? By stalking, doing the most, acting weird. You understand what I'm saying? It's Freaky Freedom Friday, y'all. I came up with that. Look, and you ain't got to be freaky on Friday. Just because it's Freaky Freedom Friday. It's just something I came up with. That's another thing. People take things too literal. They be like, oh, that's how they is and stuff. That what I mean? She must be a freak on Fridays. And then you listen to a lot of people, tell you stuff about people. Get to know a person yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Before you just, assume or whatever and stuff. And then some people got to check a past. Some people had to do strange things for a little bit of change. But if that person has grown up and they're no longer like that, give them a chance to, prove they have changed. Because, they say, once a hoe, always a hoe. Once a drug dealer, always a drug dealer. That's not always so. There's a lot of success stories out there, but you don't hear them because you see so many people living up to that standard to the point where you feel as though, it must be true. And that's why I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. So personally, I don't judge you from what other people say about you. You understand what I'm saying? Only your actions. Action speaks louder than words. And sometimes I be thinking like, well, maybe they telling the truth, depending on your actions. I don't know what people say about me, but, I know I've been in this trap building 6210 South Kennemark Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60637, apartment 308, over 8 years. And one thing they can't say is I'm doing strange things for a little bit of change, or I'm drinking, drugging, smoking, and fornicating. They can't say that. And that's probably why a lot of them in their feelings. You're talking about feelings, okay? Because people always want what they can't have until they get it. Then they don't want it no more. You ever see a pair of shoes at the store? Oh, I just got to have them. And then you see everybody else with them. You don't even like them no more. Just hide them in the closet and stuff. Why? Because everybody didn't have them. It's like that's the same thing with a relationship. You see a girl, you be like, oh, that's the one right there. Then you find out everybody didn't have her. You know what I'm saying? You see where this is going? But when it come to me, they can't say that. Real talk. So, that's why I believe so many people are coming at me because they know I'm not like them. I had a security guard at this trap building tell me, you're not like the rest of them. Thank God. Somebody got to be an example. Maybe they trying to change and they just never knew somebody that was different because they hung around the same type of personality. You don't have to follow the crowd all the time. Be yourself. Stand out. That's when people will notice you. Because if it wasn't so, he would have never said it. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. But I've never been one to follow the crowd and all that. I've always walked the path less traveled. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody jump on the bandwagon, thinking they going somewhere and ain't going nowhere. Just going in circles and stuff. It's like the movie AI. That robot jumped out the line. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's like, y'all on y'all way. Someplace I ain't trying to go. For real. Even the robot had sense enough to jump out. Just saying. Mary McNamara, where my real ones at? You understand? If you really worth somebody's attention, they gonna see the best in you, not the worst. They might notice a little something, some flaws or whatever. But if your good outweigh, the little flaws you may or may not have, we can work on that. But if all you got is blah, blah, blah and bugaboo, 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 People trying to get away from that. It's too many problems out here for all that extra stuff. So, I thought I'd take time out to tell you, if ain't nobody told you they care, because love is being tossed around like bad vagina. You understand what I'm saying? If ain't nobody told you they care about you today, just know I do. As long as you care about yourself and others. See, some people only care about themselves. You know what I mean? I take time out my busy schedule, even though I know I got a lot of problems going on. A lot of people hate Mary like they hate Chris. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we don't care nothing about that. You know why? Because if they cared about themselves, they wouldn't hate me. Because they know how it feels to be hated and treated like crap. See, hurt people, that's what they say, so they run with that. It's like, come on, that's an excuse. You know what I mean? People done dogged me out since I've been in this goddamn trap building and throughout life. If I was a professional killer, wouldn't nobody be alive just off of videos alone. You understand what I'm saying? I talk a lot of stuff, say what I'm gonna do, this, that, and the third, but don't underestimate me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying not to hurt nobody. But if you intentionally trying to hurt me, you understand what I'm saying? And you know they gave me cancer, and you know I'm at the bus stop like yesterday. I was hoping nobody lit up. I got my smoking stink button on. You understand what I'm saying? You know my story. And then you see the bus coming, maybe 2 minutes away. And then 3 people start lighting up at the same time. Cigars. You don't love me. You don't even love yourself. Real talk, because if you did, you wouldn't be trying to hurt somebody that's already dying. A person that's already dying would kill you. Remember that. So if you're a young person listening to this, I just saved your fucking life. See, all I did was spray a little mace. What if I was like, you know what, I'm ready to die today, and I had a motherfucking gun, and I shot all you motherfuckers. See? That would have been your last cigarette. That's what they give niggas on death row. They last motherfucking cigarette or they last meal. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all niggas was dead. For real, didn't even know it. And I was just looking at them like, see? Maybe God trying to tell you something. Consider that a lesson learned, okay? For real. Because the next one might kill you. I'm just so happen to be a somewhat nice person. Yeah, man. It is 6:10. Like I said, don't take my kindness for weakness. Don't get all up in your feelings. I know you be wanting attention and all that and stuff. I ain't got time for the madness. Okay? Because I love myself today. If I didn't, I would be drinking, I would be drugging, I would be smoking, and I would be fornicating. I am waiting for that right one, though. That's going to, knock me off my feet, who don't drink, drug, smoke, or fornicate. Just, even if you're working on a little something, you can't be smoking. That's for damn sure. You can't be smoking. If you let's say you got like a little drinking problem or something, we can go to meetings. We can work on that. Because once something good come in your life, you're going to want to better yourself. That's how I grew the fuck up. That's how I learned how to get rid of all them things that I used to do. I used to drink. I used to drug. I used to smoke. I used to fornicate. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm looking for a relationship. Now I know health is wealth. You understand what I'm saying? And when you start doing better, I also know that's when people try to kill you. And that's why you got to fight even harder to not drink, not drug, not smoke, and not fornicate. Why? Because misery loves company. And it's easier to kill yourself than it is to heal yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's 6:11. We're going all the way to 6:12. So get out your feelings. This the 14 Money, Mississippi. And remember, money can't buy you love, but it can buy you vagina all day. You understand what I'm saying? And this the 4. Don't be a color purple ass motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? I think we gonna go to 6:12, that might as well. Because Jesus had 12 disciples. One of them had to be a girl, so I figure, I'll be that one for you. You understand what I'm saying? There you go. 6:12. One more. Have a good day. This the 11. This is why I'm number 1 twice. Because I'm not all up in my feelings. Peace.